In today's video, I'm going to walk you through building your very own second brain system inside Notion completely from scratch. This system is designed to help you capture, organize, and access all your important information in one place, making your life so much easier. Just trust me. We'll be using principles inspired by the PARA method created by Tiago Forte, which stands for Projects, Areas, Resources, and Archives. It's part of Easlo, building a second brain framework. And whether you're looking for a way of managing tasks, organizing notes, learning a new language, or start your side hustle, having a second brain is a great way to have everything organized in one place. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete second brain setup that covers everything from projects and areas of focus to resources, tasks, notes, and goals. And before we dive in, just a quick heads up. My ultimate second brain template includes everything we're building today and much more, like a more advanced and extensive note-taking system, dedicated workflows, buttons, automation, weekly, monthly, and yearly review, book and watch list, as well as a powerful habit tracker. You can find the template here, and there is a discount code available in the description if you're interested in upgrading your Notion workspace right now. And if you're ready, let's start building this second brain from scratch. So let's start. So the first thing, the way that I like to build in my own templates is by creating a database that is going to store all my database, all my pages, and that is going to function as a navigation bar as well. So I'm going to add an inline database. Then I'm going to add my pages, the main database. So I'm going to add ask page, project, para, and then I'm going to add one for goal. I'm going to delete tags because I don't need it. So I'm going to add files and media property, and I'm going to have a light mode. Okay, I'm going to add later the cover. I'm just going to duplicate to add the dark mode cover and to duplicate to add a aesthetic kind of cover. So let me add the cover. You can skip this part, of course. So I've added some images for my cover. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create the menu. Then I'm going to create the navigation inside here. So basically what I'm going to do is copy the link to each of these pages, and then I'm going to just write them down like this, and then I'm going to just paste with the shortcut to create a link, and I'm going to repeat the process for all of that. Okay, I also am going to drag and drop, and basically this is going to paste in all the pages inside that. But let's create a new view that is going to be a gallery view. Let's hide this and let's change the name. So now that I have my navigation bar, I can change the layout. I can have looking like this, or I can use my cover. I can have my cover. I can change them very quickly, but just leave like that for now. Now I want to change the way that these open up, as I want them to open page as full page. So now when I click, it's going to just open the full page. For all of that, I want to also change to be full width, and I want to hide the property that I don't need. I also can hide this. I don't really am a fan of that. And basically what you need to do is go to the customization and turn off top level page discussion. And I'm going to repeat the process. Another thing that I love to add to my navigation bar is a quick button to go back to the main dashboard. So to do that, let's open up just one. So one thing that you may not know is that you can add the link inside the title of a page. But the best way for me is like having a symbol and adding a link to the symbol and basically use that as a button. How are we going to do that? We're going to use or a symbol or an emoji. In my case, I'm going to choose a symbol. And basically what I'm going to do is to copy the link to the dashboard. Go here and copy the link, Then I go inside a task and I select my emoji or symbol and I'm going to paste. And basically it's going to create a button that is going to allow you to navigate back. And then what I do is I just paste it next to the title of the page. I'm going to repeat the process. Let's also add toggle for our navigation bar. So I drag and drop. Let's also add some icon. So let's start from the para system. So let's open the page, and we're going to create one database for each part of the para system. So there will be one database for projects, areas, one resources. Perfect. The reason why I do have a project database inside my para, but I also want to add another section because I found much more common to want you to see your project and maybe don't want to have to see all the para dashboard. So let's start by removing all of that. Let's also add some title, and the reason why I like to add titles is because it's going to basically enable the table of content. Is going to make much more easy to navigate across the template. As we added some title, the table of content appear, and this makes so easy to navigate. Even if my task database is not going to belong in the para dashboard, I'm going to add the database here because it will make much more easy to work with that. But then I'm going to move that back to the tasks page. In the task database, I'm going to remove the property, and basically you're going to remove the tags property for all your database because you don't need a property. So the first one will be a date. Then I'm going to add a checkbox to see if the task is completed. Double click to hide that. I'm going to create a description, and usually I use that as an inline note, and then going to call that inline note because next I also am going to add a notes database and then going to link to the tasks, and I don't want to make confusion between the two. I also going to add a select property to create my priority system. So low priority, medium priority, and high priority. And I'm going to change the color. So now we want to connect tasks and projects, right? So we're going to add our relation, and we're going to connect to the project, and be sure to activate this. That is going to show on projects, say yes, add relation. Okay, as you can see now in the projects database, we have tasks. So we're going to use this relation to basically have our tasks show the progress of that particular project and to see the task that I have by project. Let's say that those three tasks are related to this project. So what I'm going to do is to link that. So now inside the project, I will see my tasks, and then I can create a property to see the progress of the project. In the project, we're going to create a rollup, and let's call progress. Change the relation to be the task. Change the property to be completed. Okay, so to see the checkbox, I'm going to see the percent checked, and I'm going to show that as bar and change the color as well. And so basically what I have created is a project and a task management system. So when the tasks are completed, this is going to update here. But we will also want to have this progress to be shown inside tasks. So to do that, we need to do a bit of a trick because we cannot have this property, this already a rollup, to show as a rollup inside the tasks. Let me show you. And I will choose the relation, okay? But when we choose the property, we see that we cannot have the rollup. So it's actually pretty easy to achieve that. So what we're going to do is to basically create a formula, a property that is going to show the progress, the rollup. So we're going to create a formula here, okay? And I usually call that progress helper, something like that. And basically what I'm going to do is to choose the formula is going to just be the progress property. So click done and just switch the format to be percent and to show a bar and to be orange. And now we have of course, the numbers goes crazy. So round, parentheses, the progress property, multiply by 100 and then close the parentheses and then divide by 100. This is going to round up, as you can see. Maybe we want to round up like this. Perfect. And then what we do is go to the roll up, and next we're going to find the progress helper, and then we can just do the same. So this rollup is going to be exactly the same as the progress. And so basically what we have just created is that for each task, we're also going to see the project progress, right? And this will be the core of our tasks and projects management. So in the second brain system, everything in our database should have two options: the ability to move that in the inbox or to the archive. So the inbox serves as a quick capture zone for all your ideas, tasks, and information on the go, where everything lands before you take the time to organize it. And on the other hand, if something is now more relevant, you just want to move that to the archive. So how are we going to do that? So for each database, we're going to create two checkbox property. So let's create that. And one will be for the inbox. Let's duplicate. And one will be for the archive. These will be two property that we're going to add to all our database. So let's change the inbox to have this icon and just drag and drop, and change the archive to be the archive box. Okay, so basically what we want to do is for the main database to add some filtering that say archive should be unchecked, and also the inbox should be unchecked, because this will be our main database. So we want to just see things that are not in the inbox and things that are not in the archive as well. So we're going to apply this filtering to all our database later. So let's do the same for the project. And remember to apply the filtering as well. So archive should be unchecked, and also the inbox should be unchecked. Before adding properties and features and template to our Para databases, I want to add the other essential databases. So I'm going to add under resource, I'm going to create a notes database, and I'm going to add the goal database. Let's connect projects and area. Let's create a relation. And now I can have my project connected to areas like that, for example. I also want my projects database to be connected to resources and notes. So I'm adding two other relations. Let's connect also with goals. For the area, I want to add the connection to the notes and resource and goal as well. So let's finish the project database. We're going to add a date, and this is going to be a timeline. And then I'm going to add a status property with now started, progress, and done. It's cool to me. I'm also going to add an inline note as I do with the tasks database. Now for the project, we want to start adding some project templates. So we're going to create a page that is going to replicate some format inside this database. So let's click new template, and we can start customizing also how the project look like. So the first thing is that for all the relation, okay, that I have, I want to change the way that they are going to be displayed. So instead of having that to show as property, I want to have them show as minimal. Okay, so you're going to see this is going to be added there. And I'm doing that for all of them. I'm going to add the progress helper, don't need, hide the comment. Now in these templates, so what we're going to have is basically a quick way to add connection to this project. So basically adding notes, adding goal, or selecting from the one that we already have. Like for example, we can have like this. Of course, we're not going to do that in the project template, okay? But this is just to show you how this is going to work applied to your actual project page. And then what we're going to do is create some filtered view, linked view. So when we're going to open that project, we're going to see everything that is relevant to the project. And this is going to be one of the most powerful way to actually having a second brain. So the first that we're going to do, we want to add the tasks. So I'm going to add the linked view database of my tasks. So as you can see right now, I see all my tasks, but I just want to see the tasks that are related to the current project page that I'm going to work on. So all we're going to do is pretty easy. We're going to use the filtering view. And so what we can do is just say, okay, I want this view to be filtered by project. Okay, exactly. You can see here, we see the current project that we have. So run a marathon website for Flex, these projects that I've added. And then we see this thing. The first is always going to be the project template. That right now I've called that project template, but you see it's the same. What is being that basically is going to be filtered based on the current project. So let me just show you how it works. So if I click here, everything disappears, right? So you say what I've done. So, but I'm going to go back, and as I'm going to apply so first thing I'm going to use that as default, but I'm going to apply this project template to all my projects. So I'm going to open this, for example, and I'm going to just click this, and this is going to apply the project template. And what is going to happen is that I'm going to have the task database but filtered by the project. See, this is a very powerful feature of Notion actually. So let's keep working on the project template. Actually, edit, open. What we have done with the task, we want to do with every connection. So the way is going to be just the same, but we're going to do one more together, and then you're going to do by yourself. So we're going to create a linked view of database, and we're going to select one of those databases. So let's say notes that currently is empty, but we're going to do the same. Okay, and we can do the same. So basically we're going to filter project template, and we repeat the process for all our linked database. Okay, all the relation that we added there, we're going to also create a view to actually see what inside those connections. I realized that the areas actually will look better if we just leave as a property. So to change, so when you have changed that, so you can change it back. So basically you're going to go there, style, customize page, and you see that now you have all your section. And the area, I'm going to switch it back to be property, so we can just see the connection. When we make changes to the project template, we need to update. So basically, if you open this right now, nothing has changed. You're basically going to need to repopulate and update that. When we're going to start to add in notes and goals and connect that to a specific project, we're going to see that populate actually. We can add some notes, and we're going to work on the notes database later, and we can have some goal. So for example, that would be get feed. Okay, and then we can just add the connection like this, and this will be some resource relevant to the specific project. And basically we're going to repeat the same kind of process for template in our other database. So for example, I will have my areas, and I will create a new area template. And as I add some linked view, okay, I can see, for example, all my areas, goal, notes, project, and resource in one place. So for example, this will be our area template. So we can apply like this. You're going to see it's going to add the relevant database. For the areas database, we're not going to add inbox and archives, because areas are supposed to be focus of your life that is going to last forever. But we're going to add inbox and archive to the other database before moving on creating our inbox and quick capture section. So just realize that we actually don't need an archives database, because the way we're going to build the database is by using linked view of our existing database and filter that by the archive checkbox. So let's do that. Let's remove that. I'm going to add linked view, or another way would be to do like copy link for the database and paste as linked view database. Would be the same. So what we need to do basically is just add another filtering. And so the filtering is going to be archive need to be checked. Okay. And we're going to add another view, empty view, and then we're going to select all the other database. So we're going to select the table, and as well change the filtering to be archive is checked, and repeat the process for all our database. Let's change the name of the view so we make more sense. So now if you're going to archive notes of any item in our database by clicking, okay, the archive checkbox is going to be added here. And then we can just click to get it back inside the notes database. For my resource database, I'm going to add a link URL. So this is going to allow me to basically use a web clipper for Notion to save things from the web, save the information, save the link. And so this works as a bookmarks, for example, manager. And I also like to add a created time property and a last edited time property, because these become very handy when you want to find recent resources or filter that by date. And for example, I use that type of property to create a more advanced system, more automated system in my Ultimate Second Brain. There is no time to do that in this video because it's going to be super long if I'm going to show everything that is like in the back end of my Ultimate Second Brain, but just to make that look similar to the one that I'm actually using myself. So for the notes database, we want to use the same property, last edit time and created time. Now let's move back to the dashboard, start building the quick capture and the inbox. So first thing, we're going to build the quick capture. So let's add a quick capture title. And we're going to add some linked view of our database, our main database, in the dashboard. And we're going to just do the things that we have done before. We add one for notes. We're going to add a filtering to only show if the inbox is checked. And then we're going to change the view for all of these database to be a list view, edit view, table list. Hide the title database. Add some icons. So now you can quickly capture and add in item on the go in your inbox, and basically every item that you're going to add here, so for example, remember the milk, is going to automatically have the inbox checks. So they're going to go in the inbox, and then you're going to find everything that you just added, but you don't have organized yet inside the inbox. So now we're going to build the inbox. So for the inbox, I'm going to create a separate page. Basically in my own template, I have this page for my inbox, and this is a workflow called process. And you have different way to process all your information, but we're going to just build this section to show how that will work. And we're going to add that in a separate page, because we want to always separate the time that we capture information and the time that we actually process them, organize them. So we're going to add an inbox page. And basically we need to have the same things as the quick capture. So basically our database filtered by the inbox is checked. So I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to move that into the inbox. The difference here is going to be that we're going to actually add the property, and we're going to show the property. Okay. So there will be area, there will be a project. Okay. For example, for the notes, for the task, we're going to reveal the date, we're going to reveal the notes, we're going to reveal the project and the period. So basically any property that we want to organize our tasks or our items. So when we create a task, we added that on the go, but then we want to actually add the project, the priority, some notes or dates, and this is how we're going to do that. And also reveal the inbox. So let's say that from the dashboard, we just add a quick task like record video, okay? We want to process date later. So basically when we want to process the information in the inbox, we go to the inbox and we're going to find the task. Because we are using the list view, it's very easy to edit. And basically we click here and we can start adding the date, starting a note, adding the priority and adding the project. So when we organize that, we're just going to click and empty the inbox. And we also want to create a quick link to navigate from the quick capture to the inbox. So we're basically going to add a mention and then add the page for the inbox that is right here. So basically from the dashboard, we can easily navigate in, navigate back. So now let's keep working on our dashboard. So we're going to add a linked view database of our tasks. And I'm going to drag and drop to move that here. And I'm going to duplicate that to create a new view, and I'm going to have a view for today, for example. Change that to be a list. For the property, just to reveal the completion, the date, and the progress. maybe the inline node, and we're going to add the filtering to only show if the date is today. And we can add different view for all our tasks, or just this week tasks, or upcoming week, next month. And this is going to be our task manager. And so one thing that I also like to do is to actually add dimension to the page of tasks, and like that to be a heading basically. So as well, we can navigate back. So we're also going to add again another view of the same database, the task, but we're going to basically create that as a calendar. So we're going to add the project. So now a linked view to the project, add a dimension to the page, to add a link. Let's add the goals. I'm going to drag and drop to make that as 2 column, and also add the link to the goal page. So I also add the notes and the resources. Let's change some of the views. So I like to have that as a gallery view, for example. The same for goal. Also hide the title. And we also want to add a filter to only show active project, for example. So we're going to rename this view as active, and going to add the filtering, add another filtering, and then going to be status is in progress. And we can do the same for goal, but actually we just need to create the status for the goal. For the notes and resource, I prefer to have a list view. And to review, for example, for the resource, the URL, just add the database and just change that to be notes and this to be resources. For project and goals, I also like to reveal, for example, the date and the status. Let's also add a deadline for our goal. And that's a wrap on building your second brain in Notion. What we covered here is the core framework, the foundation of the second brain, but my ultimate second brain system actually includes much more, like advanced automation, formulas, button, dedicated workflow, a full GTD review system, a Navi tracker, and additional features that truly streamline my life, and I'm confident they will help with yours as well. If you want to go all in, you can just grab the Ultimate Second Brain with 30% off right now. The link is in the description. And if there is a specific Notion tutorial you'd like to see next, let me know in the comments. I'm here to help you to make the most of Notion.